on.
1, 2, 3, go.
Right then.
We're going.
Let's see. You're live, apparently.
Now that was quick. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah,
quick?
I'm live.
Mine is,
Apparently.
Hello.
Apparently.
Oh.
Oh, don't kill us. Don't kill us. Don't kill us. Don't kill us. This is not clickbait. This is nothing like that. But can you hear us?
Yes, can
before
you
we
hear
start? You can actually hear Steve.
Yeah.
I love the fact Steve's reclining like some. He should have a cigar on one of those, what's it holders.
Yes, he should.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Am I live yet? I don't even know if I'm live yet.
Hands up. Loud and clear on mine.
Oh.
Cheers, chaps.
Oh, there's you.
Got quite a few people over here.
Not sure whether I am or not, to be absolutely honest.
Hopefully everyone can hear me on mine. Yeah.
There we go. I think I am finally live. Takes forever to get going.
Right, cool. Right. Dom's live as well. Just turn Steve up a little bit so you can actually hear him. Right. Okay. Good evening. And welcome to the Plastic Crack Podcast Christmas Special 2020, the final episode of the year. We did promise you an interesting one. You may notice we might be a man down. Yeah. We've run into a technical difficulty with Michael Perry, unfortunately. So yes, apologies. He may join us later on in the stream, but if not, I'm sure he won't mind coming on next year. Will you, Michael?
I'm just gonna watch the view account drop.
Just
watch it drop off.
Watch it plummet. But of course, this is the one show where you get the best content on your Monday night, better than anything else. From myself, Ken at Miniature Wargaming Warriors. Above me, you got Martin Seventh Son. Diagonal, you got Boots on the Table Dom. And to my right, you have Steve from On Point HQ, chilling out with the guitar in the background with Boba Fett. In a different room with Boba Fett's ship above his head, which looks awesome. I've just seen it. And TIE fighters. So yeah, welcome guys and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hope everyone's good.
What are you drinking tonight, Ken? What are you drinking tonight, Ken?
Yeah, what you got?
What's Henry V drinking? Mead or some
white
ale?
Rum and lemonade.
What's white rum of what's known as?
That's not what you cooked.
That's not what you told us it was.
I might have called it Malibu, but it's not. But on a serious note, I'm on a diet, so I can't drink lager or ale, so I can only drink spirits. So there you go.
Oh, Jesus. Listen, on a more serious note, what the hell are you lot doing? Martin's made an effort with his hat, but you two...
Yeah, I've got lights.
Christmas?
Look at those. I stole those out of my kid's bedroom.
I'm a king.
What's that got to do with Christmas?
A king. I'm the head of the Church of England.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not at that point, you weren't.
He's all right. He's got one.
I'm the head of the church.
I'm
the true Christian belief. So I'm the true Christian belief. So I'm the only one, in my eyes, that is actually dressed for the occasion. So yes.
So everyone wants to know why Steve is in a different room.
Oh, do you want to talk, Steve? Do you want to talk and explain,
talk.
Steve? Yeah, just talk, Steve.
The reason I'm in the salubrious settings of my.
It's got you. I think you're a bit far away from the mic, Steve. You keep cutting out, but you are clear. Try talking now.
Joy.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it. Oh, mate.
As a cut out.
Yeah, it's doing it again. Yeah. Mate, just for the lulz, just go and sit next to your router and see what happens.
Do you know what? Viewers on the stream, we've just spent... One of the reasons why we're late getting going was we managed to get Steve. We could actually hear what he was saying. And it was all pretty clear, and it was all nice. The moment we go live, back to the same old story again.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, so
I don't know.
Who said that? Should we say hello to a few people? We've got quite a few. People.
Yeah, let's say hello, guys. Say hello in the chats.
Okay, we've got. Do you want to go first, Ken?
No, go on, you go first, mate.
Right, we've got History Punk War Games. Leslie says hi. Evil Jim Reaper, Andrew JF, Grandad's Art Space, Hamster Cam, the Highwayman. That's a name. That's
that's a proper name.
That's a name. That's like a proper moniker. Matthew Hogg, Granaprigo, Damjan, Peter Little, Kobach Truth, Rogue Trooper, Matt Mail, Matthew Hogg. Might have already said that one. Epic Joey says it's been a while. It has. I haven't seen you comment for a while. And History Punk War Games, Constable Grey, and Damjan wants me to say it, so I might as well say it, which is no, we don't have a very Perry Christmas at the moment.
No, we don't. We don't have a very Perry Christmas.
Very sad Christmas.
It is a very sad Christmas. I'm very sad. But it makes me feel like we're using clickbait to get people to watch, and I hope you come just for our beautiful faces, but I very much doubt it. Let's be honest. There's much better things for you to be doing on a Monday night than talking to us lot. But yeah, so what's everyone?
Come on.
Oh yeah, God, yeah. See, look, the Malibu's going in my head already.
Must be that
my chat. My chat is like disappeared on me.
Can you froze?
No, I'm here. WB Wayne Broadhead's here, and Winston Baris is here as well. Hello, guys. Very nice, very nice. Who else have you got on yours, Dom?
I've got Leslie over here as well. I've got Graham. I've got JP and Peter Coleman. Hiya, guys. That's everyone that's speaking. Anybody else? Just
Tony Tiger's here as well.
Call you out.
Yeah, Tony Tiger's here as well.
But,
happy days, right?
There might have been a bit of a break there. Something went wrong there for a minute.
Yeah, I had a bit of that as well. It's not going to be a very smooth one at the minute.
It's not going well for our final show of the year, is it? It's going down the hill like 2020 all round.
Well, there's nothing else. There's nothing else for it. Just drink. There's nothing else for it.
Drink.
Just
if we're
going to go out, it might as well be in a blaze of glory.
In the UK, apparently people are drinking 50% more than normal in the UK at the moment, and I can understand why, frankly, because these podcasts.
Putting it bluntly, I don't ever drink, and I'm having a drink, which is weird.
Someone just wanted to put it in perspective for us. So Imaginary Conflicts is just said Michael might not be on the stream, but this year has been so awful it's not like you can make it any worse. Thank you. I think that's
cheers, man.
Yeah,
it's all right. We could be controversial this week. It's going to be great. I love being controversial, as you all know. Mine hates it.
I don't mind being. I don't mind being controversial.
We just got to be. We're trying to be nice as well as controversial, but some people's opinions will differ than others. But there we go. We have to represent the whole community as a whole, not just one individual.
Grandad's Art Space is surmising that we haven't bought enough figures from the Perrys, and that's the problem. I beg to differ. Severely beg to differ.
Yes. My Christmas list is basically Perry's. So
you
that's
see this
probably what I'm
behind me?
doing.
See everything on these shelves here. That's all Wars of the Roses stuff and Napoleonic Perrys.
Right. What's everyone been up to then? You all right? Everything all right, Dom?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just my playback's just not working properly, so I'm just trying to keep up with the chat, but it's keeps freezing on me.
Yeah, did it to mine. Right, so I was going to say this week I'll kick off with what I've been up to. So people have probably seen, if you haven't seen already, on the Facebook group and also on Miniature Wargaming Warriors. On the YouTube community tab on my channel and on Miniature Wargaming Warriors, I've been posting about doing some French. I spoke about it last week. These little guys, the ones in the greatcoats, 128 of them. And I'm pretty much all the way through them, believe it or not, in a week. It took me a week to build them and scrape all the mold lines off, but I'm pretty much there. I'd say I'm 75% of the way through most of them. But this battalion I've got in front of me, which is the 8th Light Infantry, they're going to get a wash, and that's them done. So I've been doing that. I've also bought some flags from our good friends over at GMB Designs to go with, because I did have the Warlord flags, and what Martin said last week did hit home. If I put the Warlord flags on there, don't get me wrong, they're good if you can't get anything else. But because I have already got these GMB flags, I would want the GMB flags. So I've gone with GMB again. I think you're right, Martin. I think if I do other systems, then they do them because they do like Wars of the Roses. Oh, they do ECW as well.
Yeah, I feel this is kind of weird. It's like when you go to a restaurant or a pub and you have a favourite meal or a pint, and you get so used to them that you become scared to order anything else because what if it's crap? And I know that there's other stuff that's equally good. My wife or whoever I'm with will order another pint or they'll order a meal, and I go, I should have ordered that, but I didn't know at the time. And I don't want to risk it. So that's
you don't want to risk it.
That's my reasoning.
I'm the same because, this is precisely it. So these ones, I'm just going to finish. These are what I'm going to be working on tonight, just to finish them off, to get this battalion done. Because for me, I don't know about you lot, but it's really satisfying when I glue the miniatures onto the bases. I really like doing that part because to me that's pretty much done apart from like the actual base in part. But that was me this week. Just a lot of French, basically. Is there anything different recently for me? Because I seem to have hit the Napoleonic bug.
Yes, those GIs you were painting are coming on really well.
It's just, you're doing everything in bloody greatcoats, and you're not.
Nah,
I wanted you to do. It's all just order.
I'm gonna argue with this because yes, I am doing it in greatcoats. Yes, I am. Don't get me wrong. And do you know what? I've got another starter box coming. So I'm going to do all them in greatcoats as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some Perrys and I'm going to mix in, or I might even get some Warlord as well. So I'm going to get, because I've not even used them.
After it didn't come on.
But I'm going to get some and like the normal battle dress, and I'm going to mix them in and I'm going to mix the battalions up. Go like that. So I'm not going to just do all greatcoats, but I'm going to give it a go. But at the end of the day, they're really easy. I want to get a lot of figures done, so I'm not going to sniff at them. But I tell you what, though, we'll give them a plug in a minute probably. But I'm very much looking forward to a bit of Mezza. Mezza's miniatures. Oh dear, yes. Martin can talk about that a bit more. But yeah, that's me. Happy as Larry. What about you, Steve? Can we hear you now?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Really?
I have to say, before you start, Paul just said it's interesting to see Steve's not painting. He's retired to the library for port and cigars, and I think that's true.
That sounds like an amazing idea for a stream. A fireside chat with Steve in a big leather armchair with a port and a cigar.
I like it. It sounds
I'm actually sat in a leather, so port is replaced with... what have we been up to? Not much. I finished the rest of my British life. So very...
You finished the rest of your British, and then it stopped.
What about now?
No, it keeps cutting in and out, mate. I don't know if it's worth you trying to boot your laptop up as well and connecting on your laptop and then disconnecting your phone. I don't know if that's worth doing.
I mean, at
least with...
Oh my god!
Or maybe just try an audio only, mate. Maybe disconnect your camera. Maybe you're using too much bandwidth.
No, because the camera seems to be the best part.
The audio. So weird.
But either way, that was my update. Very short and sweet.
Oh, okay. Just while we're going through Martin and Fee, go into your settings on your phone, Steve, on the Discord, and there'll be a push to talk option.
Oh yeah.
Try that because it might be
okay.
The mic extension. It might be that as well. So try that while we're going through mine. So what about yourself, Martin? What have you been up to, buddy?
I can't show what I've been on because you're here. Unless you, but I think I'll leave it as well. So I've been working on someone's Christmas present as drawn on the stream in the very, very confusing Christmas draw 2 weeks ago, but I've been working on that. Actually, no, it's not true. I've also done. Hang on a second. I finished my Perry supply wagon. Which,
that was nice, mate.
which
nice.
I was painting last week.
Terrain?
No. It's
got some rules, is it?
It's already been used. So watch this space. We will. No, it'll be a piece of terrain, or I'll give it some rules. I've got like the field forge, and like I've made up rules for the ambulance. So it'll have a part in games. It'll be an objective. It could be. I've thought about using things as incidental objectives, like it's on there, and very simply, if the French still own it at the end of the game, they get a victory point. If the British own it, they get 1. It's just on there, in their lines. It's just something a little extra. Like I was toying around with the idea of using the Dom. You've got them, the civilians, the 18th century civilians. But to be fair, they're not that different from 19th century ones. I thought about just getting one of them, putting it on the battlefield and saying it's under British control, and then rolling for like scatter dice or something to see where it went, and basically saying whoever owns him at the end of the game gets a victory point because he's trying to get the plans. And just little things like that. Little. They won't swing a battle, but they're well, it might, but they're a bit of a laugh. But no, other than that, I've been working on a couple of videos that I've got coming out, and planning. I've actually been planning next year's videos, so it's.
I need to do that. I need to plan. I definitely need to plan.
Well, it's because we were talked about it last week, because I did that half history, half modelling one, and that got people seem to like that. So I was going through and like trying to find there's so many personalities that in that period that I could cover. But I wanted to try and cover sensible ones, and I'm not going to try and do them as a regular thing, but I want to do some research, so I kind of listed off who it would be and some things like that. Yeah. Plus I had a couple of people I got some messages of people requesting them, and out of the 3 requests I got, I knew who 2 of them were, and then one of them was this really obscure bloke, and I had to do a bit of research, and I found out about him, and now I'm really intrigued, so I'm going to do a bit more research. But yeah, so I finished one thing, and hang on, no, I did finish this. So you remember on the stream a couple of weeks ago I was painting that God tier giant model. I finished the base on that. It's just been sitting here waiting for the base to be done, so I just kind of looked at it and went, I'm just going to get that done. So that's about it for me. And but no, what I've been working on will be revealed when we reveal our Christmas presents.
Are you posted it yet?
No, because I haven't finished it.
Oh. No worries.
There was Ken, all excited. He was going to get his present.
Yeah, I was. I thought, oh, fuck me, I'm going to get a bonus present.
I'm a bit scared about posting it. You might have to wait until we have a game, which obviously might be a while.
Yeah, that ain't happening. You can post it. I'll just take the risk, mate.
Just make sure you got some glue. Make sure you got some glue.
Oh, God. What about you, though, Dom? What have you been up to?
What have I been doing? Good question, actually. What have I been doing? Oh, I've got obsessed with... Well, talk about the Secret Santa thing. I got really obsessed with Steve's one. So I channeled eating a Steve with mine, and a lot of fun, actually, doing it. I've never done the Conflict 47 stuff before. It's really interesting, so I enjoyed it. I don't
want to put in any spoilers, but Dom, I know what he means by he channeled his inner Steve, and it's I really hope in your video you point that out, because that made that quite
I do. There's a couple of inner Steves in there, to be fair. It was great fun, and I really did enjoy it. In fact, I started doing it, and I sent Martin some pictures just to say, what does it look like? And he said, oh, it looks really good. And with that, I won't give it away. But so I was playing around with it, and I just got, you have that crisis of confidence when you're in the middle of the way through a project, and you starts off really well, and you're really pleased with it, and then it gets halfway through, and you think, oh, I'm not sure this is working. I'm not sure I'm really happy with it. And so I just kept going at it. I literally stayed up until about 2 a.m, just doing it and getting it finished. And by the end, I was actually quite happy with it. I mean, I'm I'm not sure what Steve will think of it. It's not in his standard, but I was quite pleased with it in the end. So it's in its post. I posted it this morning, Steve. It's on its way to you. So hopefully, I don't know whether you get it before Christmas, but you're not allowed to open it before Christmas anyway. So what else I did? I painted up. I built and painted up one of the Stug 3 models from Warlords.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I'm not a modeler, and I do struggle with all these ones that have, huge numbers of bits, and actually those Warlord ones don't. But even so, I still managed to cock it up, and I'm not. It's only got about 20 bits on it, and I still managed to cock it up.
It's a Talieri kit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's because there's actually not that many. In my defence, it's because there's not as many bits as there probably should be. But the instructions are even less detailed on what you're actually supposed to do. So it was where you would. Long story short, it's where we're trying to put the barrel or the gun into the actual hull of the.
That was an arsehole. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it just wouldn't. It wouldn't do what I thought it should do. And so I managed to force it in, and then it was sort of a bit loose. Then I found the bit that obviously was supposed to connect to it, but it wasn't very clear on the instructions. And then I couldn't. So in the end, I just glued it. It was like us. But the effects are quite nice, so it's come out all right. I'll do a video on that. I've done a video on that, but I've just got to do the final bit on that, and then put that over Christmas. And also, I made a start on my Western stuff. So I painted up 2 bands. Yeah, I painted up those 2 bands that I got from the Dead Man's Hand kit, and absolutely love doing them. I've just stopped myself today ordering 2 more bands. I thought, no, I've got to play with the ones I got first. Yeah, so I'm building Western buildings now.
Oh, nice, mate.
Just done while we've been on. So
I'm really looking forward to what you think of that. I'm really looking forward to seeing you play that or do a review of it or something.
Well, since we're in Tier 4 here, I'm going to try and loop in my family to play a few games. So you never know. You might see. I don't suppose my wife will do it because she'd just get too angry. But the girls.
Imogen still owes you a game of Black Seas.
She does owe me a game. So, and I did say to her the other night, you can have a game of this if I play. So she, yeah, I'll give it a go. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Been quite fun actually. I've enjoyed doing the Western stuff though. Very interesting.
Happy days, mate. Happy days.
So there you go.
Steve,
let's have a quick look at the chat.
Yeah. I was just going to see if Steve can actually speak now.
Oh, try again, Steve. Where
do you?
No. Nothing now, Steve. You sure you got your mic selected, mate? Bloody thing. He's going up.
Why don't you just get the guitar out and start playing?
Ooh, soundtrack.
Oh, dear.
Oh, fucking hell.
While he's trying to sort that out, I'll go back to the chat. So we've got people talking about being lost for a minute. We've got JP's just arrived. Hi, JP. How you doing? Peter Coleman. I think I said that already. Hiya, Peter. Peter Little. Hiya, mate. How you doing? Good to see you. Paul's Paint Shack. Shed, sorry. He's here. Yeah, we know he was because he made that lovely about Steve. And I did. Oh, Rick Turner. Hi, Ricky Turner. Hi, Ricky. Welcome. Peter says he just ordered some of the Perry Musketeers. Is that ECW, mate, or is that? Must be, I guess. On eBay, apparently, it says on eBay there's loads of Warhammer Epic 6mm. Everyone's selling it in readiness for the new one, so we'll get onto that in a minute. I'm sure. Lots of talk about Epic, and I don't understand Epic, so Epic, the old one.
I do. I didn't know that it was coming. Is it actually coming? Can chat let me know? Because if it is, then I'm going to literally jump up and down. I'm sure Steve will as well, because that is a system that we both very much enjoy. So yeah, if you could let me know in any sort of chat that if that is the case, if Epic is making a return, I will be the first in the queue, and it might even swing me back to Games Workshop.
The only Epic that I've seen is that supposed epic ECW, mate, or ACW?
Here we
What do
go.
you think about that? Let's get going.
Let's get going.
Right.
Lock and load. Lock and load.
Yeah. Do you want to just try Steve once more? Steve?
See?
Anything, mate? No. It's not having it, mate.
Oh no.
Just isn't happening. What a disaster.
Just try and do what you can, mate, and talk when you can if you want to. If not, just drop off. It's fine, and then we'll. I'm sure we'll catch. He's like, no, I've had it. Sonny. Right, we'll start with you. We'll start then. So the announcement with Warlords, wasn't it, Dom?
Yes.
It was.
Yes, you did a video on this. I saw.
I did.
And
I did. I jumped. I was quick, wasn't I?
You were right on that.
So if anybody doesn't know what's going on, right? So Warlords announced, was it just yesterday? I think it was yesterday, wasn't it?
Midnight yesterday.
Midnight yesterday, that they're launching this, what they call the epic scale ACW plastic figures. And
yes.
They actually look pretty good. They look pretty good. And they're very, very cheap, let's be honest. Really cheap. But all is not what it seems. That's all I'm going to say. So, you quite liked it.
I very much liked it. I was in the camp of, this is new from Warlord. I like the sound of this. I like where this is going. I was unsure whether I'm going to buy it straight off the bat. Because I've got too many other things like French to do. But I was definitely in the camp of, this is a good thing and I want. And it was a bit scary because I thought this could make me pull the trigger because you've got a lot of models here for a very reasonable price in my eyes. But I thought it was all good. And then I spoke to you.
I'm not playing the bad man here, Charlie. I'm not the only one, to be honest. Go on, Martin, what do you think?
I'm sitting on the fence. I'm remarkably indifferent towards it, to be honest. I think it was a really interesting announcement. There's loads of other things that I think Warlord could be making that their fans and the people that play their games would want, that they've been asking for quite a while. Yep. I don't think anybody particularly wanted this or was asking for this, but it was a very, very interesting set. I think the base, because there's two sets, isn't there? There's the base box, which is 90 quid, and then there's the collector's set, which has got like 3,000 minis in it, or 3,000, not necessarily 3,000 miniatures, but there's 10 men to a strip, isn't it? Because they're in strips like 6mm. For ease of painting, but which somewhat limits you to modelling. I think that if for sort of a one-stop black powder, I want to buy something and not get anything else, and I'm just going to play with this, it's fine. To be honest, the scale thing, there's loads of... we were talking about this before. I mean, it is hard plastic, so anyone who's... Because I know that there's a bit of controversy in the community about the Warlord resin. Is it good? Is it crap? This is hard plastic stuff. It's not made out of that, so there's no bendiness there.
Resin.
It's...
nice.
Yeah, I think it's a good set. I think if you're not gaming it, and to me, it looks like something that would be good for people if they just want to get into black powder and things like that. But for me, I'm more into 28mm, and I want to see the detail, so I understand the joy, which I know is funny because I have done 15mm before, but not in strips. So that was a bit weird. But I know Dom has some feelings on the matter.
No, so I'm being made out to be like I'm really the bad man here, and I don't mean to be. So let me start. I think, like Ken said, I had no idea that they were going to do this, and it's quite a major departure for Warlords to do 15. Well, to do small scale miniatures, not 28. I thought it was really interesting, and I I was genuinely excited, and when I saw the price of that collector's set for what you got, I thought, wow, that's fantastic. And I
Yeah, I
looked at them
thought
and
that.
wow,
That's what got me.
brilliant. Yeah, and I looked at them and I thought, well, full marks for doing it. How the hell have they managed to do plastic small scale figures? Because as far as I understood, it's really hard to do it. And
It's even
and then you
smaller than
start to look
15,
at
isn't
it.
it?
Well,
That's
this
the
is the
thing.
problem. So this is what I really object to. So I looked at it and I thought, right, oh great, because as you know, Ken, I got quite a few 15 mil.
15, you
ACWs.
certainly
I
have.
thought, great, I can build
Plastic,
some
is
extra
it?
troops to contribute to build up the armies and make them larger and what have you. Fantastic. And they talk about this epic scale. But if you look really carefully through all the wording, about halfway through, or no, towards the end of the blurb they put up, it says 15 mil. Now, it ain't 15 mil. And actually, when you look at the figures that people have seen already, and we'll see them for real soon if you get War Games Illustrated, because apparently they're going to give a sprue of it away. It's considerably smaller than 15 mil. It's and I actually had one of the guys, Mac from Warlords, replying to one of my posts on YouTube saying it's somewhere between 10 and 15 mil. Now, why are they being so vague about it, for one? Why are they suddenly doing a whole different scale? Well, they obviously want to own the category, don't they? They don't want you to mix it with anything else. And it strikes me very much of GW tactics, and I don't like that.
You heard it first.
I'm not a GW hater because I never really did much with them. But that to me is everything I understood
sounds very...
that Warlords that used to do.
Games Workshop
and that's
do.
not on.
No.
In my book.
Seems like
I also think
like
the modelling of them is not great. When you look at them, and I'd be really interested to see what they look like when they're in the flesh. Because I'll get them on the magazine hopefully. But because the way they've done them, they're kind of linked. They're sort of arm to arm, aren't they? Because that's obviously the way they've injection molded the plastic in. So they're literally stuck all together. So I'm wondering, A, how easy are they going to be to paint? And B, what if you don't want ranked figures? If you want to put a few skirmishers out, do you cut down through the arms, or what do you do? So
it does look like, to be fair, mate, that you can do. I was gonna say, it does look like, to be fair, you can do that. It does look like there's a gap between the feet.
Is there?
Yeah, there is. There is
sure.
a small gap there to use a hobby knife. Did look like it on the sprue that the feet weren't completely joint. It's like you said, Dom. They're there. They're owning the scale. They're doing it, so they're the ones that own that scale. It's a bit frustrating, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's a bit frustrating. They're not really been very well at releasing it either, in my eye.
If you're going to own a scale, fair enough, but do a period that nobody else does figures in.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if they did some other period that was very ill served as a period in figures, and you bring it out in a different scale. I could sort of handle that, but for everybody who's got 15 mil ACWs or 28 mil ACWs or even 10 mil ACWs, this doesn't work. So what are you going to do? Just buy a whole new army? Probably not. So is it? It's just not aimed for people who are proper, wargamers who've been playing it for years. I don't know.
I suppose
it
is quite a difference in scale. I mean, my 15 mil 30 years war stuff from the same company. I was looking at them after we were chatting about this, because we were messaging each other on the group about it. And I've realised that my pikemen are probably a head taller than my musketeers, and I'd never really looked at them before because I'm always looking at them from back here. And we've talked about scale before. We've talked about putting a Perry next to a Warlord, where you have Warlords always got bigger hands or realistic proportions. And the thing is, just to sort of play devil's advocate, if you're 3 foot away and they're on the table and you've got ranked up regiments, is it gonna make much difference? I don't know. To me, to me it would, because I'd be modelling them and painting them. But I guess to a lot of people, it won't matter. You know, that there's a few mil, I guess, difference. I don't know. It's hard because
how much. That's the thing, and you know, I'm saying this without just seeing the pictures I've seen, the comparisons. You put up a picture the other day, Martin, or today, didn't you, of somebody showing the size.
That was Wargames Illustrated. That was actually them. That was on their Twitter. So it'll be really interesting, and maybe if it is, I'll come on and apologise if they look reasonable. Because I'm not a scale, I'm not mad about this. That the scales have to be exactly the same. I'm not one of these people who says, "Oh, does this figure fit with whatever?" If they look, like you say, 3-foot rule, if they look reasonably okay, but they look really small. I mean, they're definitely 12, 13 millimeters instead of 15. And bearing in mind, most modern 15s are probably nearer 80. Whereas most of my ACWs are probably old enough. They probably are true 15, so they may not be that much of a difference, but I think for a lot of people they're going to be. And I just think, why did they describe them as 15 mil when they're clearly not? Then why are they so evasive? Because it just seemed on all the chats that I saw, people were constantly saying, "Can you confirm what sizes? What sizes? What sizes?"
Yeah, because they never put it in their. They never put it in the statement. That's why. Because I looked for that straight away. Because it said epic scale, and I was like, "Well, epic to me is 6 mil." So, but these don't look 6 mil.
Yeah.
No. It's a bit weird one, and like, not slaying Warlord. It's nice that they brought plastics out for something, and if they want to do it's ideal for someone like me that's not got any of it. If they're going to bring out a complete range of everything, to have it all in plastic, perfect for someone like me. But then, problem is, am I going to have to get both armies? Because is it going to look a bit weird playing it? Maybe not. Maybe it is. It's one of those things you'll have to wait for. But I'm pretty excited about like them doing smaller scales. It's like we were talking about this. What's the next thing they're going to do? Because they've made a bit on their website where it's dedicated to that section. So that means to me they're going to bring out more.
They're going to do different periods.
So they're going to do different periods.
I think how it does, how well it sells, then. They've probably got another period ready to go. I should imagine.
Yeah,
and I expect they'll launch more if it works. Because as you say, if you go on the website at the moment, they've got a whole section just for Epic.
I was hoping fantasy sort of stuff. Don't get me wrong, because like War Master, I've always wanted to play it. It's meant to be pretty cool. If they did it like for their orcs and stuff, that would be pretty sweet. But yeah. I don't know, Steve, do you want to jump in if you're there? No. It's not. What the hell, man? It's not Love and Life this week, Steve.
No,
it's not having it, mate. It's not having it at all. I don't know if you want to unplug your headset, Steve, see if you can come through like that.
So what period would you want in that scale? If they could do it, what would be your thing?
I mean, I think everybody will say they'd love Napoleonics. They'd love like a Quatre Bras box and cavalry and things like that. But I think Naps is pretty well.
Battle in a box. But
I think Naps is pretty well served. And I know people say about plastics, but there's loads of 15 mil good, not particularly expensive suppliers for 15 mil Naps. I think I was wondering if maybe they go World War One, because but again, it depends if they're gonna with the strips. It depends if that strip of troops is going to be a standard thing, because otherwise then you need ranked up people. We were talking about this, so potentially hoplites, maybe ancients doing Battle of Thermopylae, Romans. Yep. But the problem is the good thing with Gettysburg, for what they're doing is you've got two armies against each other who are relatively similar. I'm going to get shot for that, aren't I? In doctrine, I guess. I don't get. But what I mean is that when you have the Romans against, say, the Gauls, you've got one that's ranked up and fights as a legion, and always fights as a legion. Let's face it. You know, I was having a chat with Modelling for Advantage Kaiser recently, and we were chatting, you know, about ancient warfare and the idea that the Romans ever deployed things like that. They deployed a legion. You know, they had a massive amount of men. They didn't have 4. Again, the thing I've got with Saga, 4 spearmen standing there because they just get killed. But the people they're fighting against are mobs. They're war bands, so they wouldn't really lend themselves to the strip. You would want to get a base and then sort of, you know, have single figures and then mix, you know, put them down. So I guess you could do
Greek.
Yeah, Greek states would be quite cool. You said ECW.
I said ECW, English Civil War, please, all day long. Just because. See, to me, it's different for you boys, because you said you were saying about you love your 28s. Don't get me wrong, I love my 28s, but if I could just pick up a period that's on a small and play it in a smaller scale, because it doesn't take as long to do, I'm not going to invest that much time or money in it, then I will. Steve's gone. I don't know if he's going to join again, but if you're watching, Steve, we'll sort it out for next year. We will sort it out. But yeah, it's perfect for someone like me that just wants to pick up.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, because it strikes me, and again, I don't mean this in any kind of derogatory way, that it's kind of leaning towards the gamer more than because the detail on those strips, and they do look good. I don't want to come across like I'm saying they're not good, because I think that if I was interested in that period, and I am interested in American Civil War, but I want to do it for muskets and tomahawks at 28. I would probably get it. I've looked at doing 6mm American Civil War, and the reason I didn't was I decided that I couldn't do the uniforms and things justice at that scale. And I enjoy painting and researching as much as I do playing. And I would like to be there, have that little difference. I mean, are they doing the Zouaves and skirmishes?
No, they're not.
Well, there's pictures of them. They're not in this first launch.
Same with cavalry. Cavalry's pictures of, but they're not in the first launch.
Right.
So it's a bit of a weird one. They showed the whole range, but they're not in the launch, which I thought was a bit strange. I would have thought you'd been able to buy them as separately.
I think World War One might be a shout, although again they didn't rank up. But if you had people in trenches, you'd only want them in strips.
Yeah.
What about something? I mean, partly also remember, again, going back to Warlords and their business model is, you know, they're going after the mass market, so it's got to be a period that people are really going to be excited about. So, I mean, I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, it'd be great to do Zulus and what have you."
Yeah,
but best in the world. I'm not sure how big a period that is.
I've said before, isn't it? You know, want to play it, but how much mileage are you going to get out of it?
Yeah. So it's got to be something that's going to be really, and I think, like you said, they can't do anything that's cannibalised their other scales, their other models, because presumably there's more profit in a 28mm metal, like a considerable amount than there is.
What about shield walls, like Saxons?
Oh, that's true. That's a shout. That could work.
Shield walls, and because again, you could release, for example, you know, like I can't even remember the name of Alfred's battle now. I'm sure somebody in it would, but you know, again, Dark Age battles weren't huge. You know, you're talking at most a couple of thousand men aside. You could just release a box and you've done it.
Have we not thought about it as well? Medievals,
they're not ranked up. They don't fight in ranks. Men at arms didn't fight. The archers might be ranked up for volleys, but the men at arms and that wouldn't be ranked. And if you've got knights, I was just thinking about the moulding, because those are quite easy to mould because they're shoulder to shoulder. Yeah. Whereas if you've got knights, you've got one with a halberd, one with a great axe or a sword or something like that. That one doesn't. I don't know. I was thinking that they're a little bit too split up.
Maybe they're going to break. Maybe they're going to do certain things in their resin.
Yeah. What about you just trying to get the chat going? You trying to
true though. No, that's true. No, maybe they are. Yeah. It's all predictions at the minute.
Yeah. But... I just thought of one. What about Marlborough's Wars?
I was going to say, someone just said 7 Year War, and I think that sort of period, Marlborough, 7 years, Jacobite. Are they big enough though as an interest group for people to?
Well, 7 Years' War. You've got muskets and Tom. You got the French Indian War, which is kind of part, you know, kind of. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe they will just do fantasy. They just will do fantasy, and then you can do whatever the bloody hell they like. And you know, but yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be interesting. Trojans. I don't know. You could have a horse. You could they could release it.
I did think that'd be quite fun, wouldn't it? And that could get a lot of interest. And I think that would get people who are, like you say, the gamers rather than necessarily the history buffs.
I do think it's got the community talking though. This you know,
which is always
video's been quite popular. People seem to quite like the video I've done. Going through the range. No, I'm going to try and.
I do think it's a good move, and you know, it's a good move to do something different, and I don't begrudge that. I think my big thing is to say, it's just be honest about the scale. Why the hell did you have to change the scale anyway? Because this, you know, to me, they could have done that at 15 mil, proper 15 mil. People, and it actually would have been a better business model because the price point probably wouldn't have been that much higher. It's a shame Michael's on because he might have tell us how hard it is to do that. Maybe there's a lot harder to produce 15 mil than there is 10 and a bit or whatever they are. But you know, to me, they could have produced 15 mil proper, which would have worked for the newcomers who just wanted to buy an army, you know, and play, you know, a ready boxed up army, which was great at a good price. But for those of us who have multiple 15 mil figures already, we could buy, you know, a couple of regiments or some guns or whatever to fit in with our figures, and that would have been fine. So I don't kind of get. I mean, I do because they want to own that scale, but it just seems to me bizarre.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So are you both going to pick up the mag? Are you both going to get the mag with the models on it?
Yeah, I subscribe to it, so I'll get it anyway.
I probably will end up.
You'll have to let us know what you think because I won't be getting it. So you'll have to.
I'm not going to go out of my way to buy the magazine, but if I go past it, I'll pick it up. Yeah, 100%.
No, I definitely want to get hold of it because I want to get and compare it with the 15 mils I've got and just see what it looks like.
At least they're doing that, maybe, so you can have a look. That's quite cool.
It's true.
What are people saying in the chat? Oh, there's quite a bit. Tabletop CP.
Got Matthew Hogg here and Wardrobe. Yeah, I've got Matthew Hogg here and Wardrobe plays World War II. Right, guys.
Imaginary Conflicts has just said, as someone who's just getting into 10 mil, it was infuriating that they haven't hit a common scale because it won't fit the 10s and it won't fit the 15s, and not many people have done anything in 12. Grandad's Art Space makes a good point, which is fair enough, but if you mix it all up, wouldn't it look more real with differing heights and body builds? And it depends on how.
But you can't mix that's the point though. You can't mix the individual ones because they're all stuck in a great long line together, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what we need to see.
Because that would work. You could do the odd little figures that are different scales.
That's what you've got to do, you guys. When you get it, you need to take one off and see if you can.
If it's easy,
see how easy it is and what the result is. Epic Joey, sort of with me, World War One. Miller. Guess what Miller's going to want? There you go. We'll just leave.
English Civil War.
Yeah. He wants us all in buff coats and holding pikes. Where we said 7 Years War, Hamstercam, the Highwayman. So I've got to say the whole thing because it's just too good. Hamstercam, the Highwayman says the 7 Years War. Do you think he changes the name just so we have to say the whole name?
Yeah,
I think he must do. Good on him.
Wardrobe World War II says Samurai. See, this is weird because I'm grumbling about this, but I've just backed a 6 mil Samurai Kickstarter. But Samurai fight as individuals as well. Ashigiri was ranked up, but the Samurai didn't fight in ranks.
No.
I'm going to come back to that one, Leslie, because I wanted to talk about that actually. Crimean War, Great Northern War. Yeah, I mean, let's face it. There's a lot.
You got any input, Steve?
Crimea is a good shout.
Steve, got any input?
You hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Hello. We hear you.
Go on, Steve. Take it away.
Bring it home.
I'm not quite sure what there was. I think it might have been the Discord app.
No, mate.
We've lost
She's
you
gone again.
boys.
He's going to Hulk out in a minute.
This is Discord.
Oh, no,
This Discord. Don't. No, it cuts him in and out. It only does a few seconds and it cuts out. So I think it's going to be next year, mate, before that we hear your sweet voice again, or the chat does. But yeah, that's a bugger. But we're doing new software next year, so hopefully we're not going to have this problem. We're not going to be on Discord anymore. So hopefully not. We'll definitely be doing some trial runs, 100%.
Yeah.
I miss Steve. I miss his input.
Especially
from a German World War II player's perspective, 100%.
Paul Paintshed says he doesn't like them. He says it's a step back in small scale miniature design, but it's all subjective. Yeah, it is true. Leslie says he remembers when minifigs were done in strips. True, very true. And Paul says it's not 15mm. It matches Callistra's 12mm, which actually looks better. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I think that was the one you showed. Actually, was the Martin's picture with Callistra beside them, and they actually kind of look about right.
To a degree.
Leslie's. I think maybe that's the question Leslie put there. I'll let you do that one. Yeah, Peter says Dom has a fair few 15mm in pile of shame, so they won't match. It's true. I've got loads of ACWs. They're actually behind me in that stack over there.
I've played with them.
Which is, it's not. Yeah, you have. You have played with them. You haven't put the video up yet, have you?
No, I still haven't. No, I'll have to do that.
Paul says, how about the 7-Year War? I think that's good. Yeah, the one when he got outrageous luck again. Oh, Peter says about Epic, look at eBay UK. Yeah,
eBay UK.
Stuff up. Okay. We've got Chris Packer says, agree to 7-Year War. What about AWI as a period? Yeah, I think so too. Wardrobe's over here as well. Hiya, mate. Leslie's talking about the mass market in the US and why that would be appealing to them. Yeah. Possibly. Do you know what? I remember a survey, and I can't remember who did it, but there was some survey, and they were saying that actually ACW is more popular here than it is in America. It's a period, but anyway, whatever.
Survey said it wasn't Vernon K, was it?
Probably. Marlburian and Great Northern War would suit strip cast figures. Yeah, they would actually. Actually, I would love to see that. I think the two I'd love to see them do would be Marlburian or Crimean. I think that both of those would be a really good shout. Be quite interesting. Tabletop TCP's here. He's saying, so will 15mm terrain work for these guys?
I imagine it would be all
right. I guess so.
I mean, you're talking.
I mean, it's going to look a little big.
That's the only thing that pissed me off though, Dom, was their terrain set. 3 buildings for 30 quid for that scale. I was like,
are they done inside? I've bought 15mm buildings from Foreground for World War II for Flames of War, and I paid 20 quid for a single building, which was done fully inside. It was nice. It's really nice. Double thick walls, three stories, windows, the lot. It was really nice. So
it's a no-go for me.
Maybe
that put me off, dude. That did generally put me off.
What, the terrain?
And that was the one bit of the costs I thought were high. I thought the rest of them were actually pretty good, but that seemed really high. But anyway, who do we know? They'll probably sell bundles of it. They're not going to get my money for this one anyway. That's for sure.
Okay. I've got one I wanted to mention, which isn't to do with that. If we're all right to move on. Have you guys now, Dom? I assume you've seen it. But have you seen the Baron Wars rulebook that's been previewed by Wargaming?
Seen it? I've got it, mate.
Yep. All right. Because I've been looking at Baron Wars for a while, but I didn't back the Kickstarters at the time, just because I kind of had enough of Kickstarters. And And then apparently it's been long enough for me to do that samurai one. But that book has got me quite excited about it. So I've been looking at it a little bit more seriously. They did that little Wargames Illustrated did that little preview. If you go on Futsal Miniatures Facebook page or web page, they've got some nice previews as well. But that's another. I can just see 2021 and my list of projects is now going to expand. And I haven't even finished this year before I've started deciding new ones. And they've already written like a Dark Age expansion, haven't they?
They already have. And from what I see, it does look like it worked quite nicely in multiple periods. I confess I haven't read the rules yet. They sent them, as I backed the Kickstarter, they sent it to me as a PDF. And I just haven't had time to sit down and read it. It's going to be one of the things I'll read over this Christmas period, probably. But yeah, what I saw of gameplay, they did. I can't remember, was it a video or was it just a talk through? And maybe it's just a talk through on Facebook. Somebody was showing pictures of it, and it looked really good because it's kind of like retinues of full troops and what have you, and it looks really interesting. So I'm quite excited by that, I have to say. So good you're getting into it because that means I've got an opponent.
Yeah, oh definitely. No, it's and again not a massive figure count. It's very very flavourful. From what I can see, so yeah, it's and Futsal Miniatures are lovely because I've got quite a lot of Gangs of Rome, so and I've got some of their Dark Age stuff, so I know the quality of their stuff is pretty high, and they've got a really good community going on with them. They've always been responded very well. I had like one guide that was sent to me and he didn't have a shield or something, and I sent to him and they just sent me the pack, like the whole pack again.
They are really good guys, actually. I think, and the figures are outstanding. I mean, I obviously had the first Kickstarter. I haven't got my second one yet. They haven't arrived yet. They should be arriving any day. But they're really nice, really, really well designed. So it'd be fun to play them. And I think those and Clash of Spears, I think those two rule sets I really want to spend some time with in the new year because I think they both look really fun.
Was Clash of Spears your alternative to SPQR? Was that why you picked that up?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to open our wounds. I'm just asking.
No. I'm not going there. But no, yes, I did. Well, they came out roughly the same sort of. The Kickstarter for that was about the same time as SPQR, and I'm a sucker for ancient rules or ancient period stuff, and I really wanted a decent set of rules, which is why SPQR's depressed me so much. But Clash of Spears looks really good, and again, the videos I've seen of people playing it looks quite good. Without grating over old ground, the problem I had with that was I bought the rules because I did the Kickstarter. But I only did the rule Kickstarter. I didn't do the infantry they were selling with it. But at the time, at the club, nobody wanted to play it because they'd been so scarred by SPQR. So we'd all moved on to something completely different by then. So, but I would like to have a go at them because they do look fun.
Yeah, no, they do look interesting. I've gone and hopefully maybe in my stocking. Hayley's opening a beer for me. Thank you.
Very nice.
Hayley's kind of having a Zoom Christmas party in the other room. She's just coming to get some wine. But basically, I really next year want to do some games of Test of Honor, the second edition of Test of Honor, because I did buy into that originally. So again, Samurai. And me and my mate got into it at the Salute where it was released, and we actually went down for Warlord and were given like a tour of the place and some demo games, and they let us loose at the sprues even though there wasn't a sprue sale on. They just started selling sprues to us. That's why I've got so many Hanoverians. Anyway, I digress. And
I hope it was cheap.
They were really cheap. They were like they just kind of made up an amount. They just had a big crate of sprues. So I just went through them. That's why I've got I've never bought a Hanoverian box. They're all from the starter set. One from the starter set, and the rest all came out of this. I've made 4 battalions. I've still got about another 8 kicking about. But I really like Test of Honor, and I like the Samurai Warfare. I like the scenarios. There just didn't seem to be a great deal of rules support, and we very quickly started house ruling things. But I know Warlord then didn't renew the license, or they dropped the game. I'm not entirely sure, but Futsal Miniatures and is it created Gone for Grey or Grey for Gone? Gone for Grey. Gone for Grey Games, who publish it, and Futsal are still making, and they've made. Have you seen some of the sets they've made? Little war bands. They are lovely. They've got some Ashigiri Scouts where you've got these 3 Ashigiri with full packs on and spears. One guy who's looking for a map, a messenger, and then like the captain on the horse. And I think that's a playable army. You also got a typical 7 samurai type army where you've got 7 vastly different characters. And in the second edition, from what I get, you have a completely overhauled system for creating a warband and it being a bit campaigny. So I've got all the stuff already, so I'm going to revisit that. So
why not?
Again, Futsal, more games.
This is the thing.
Yeah. Sorry, someone's just had a question, which I know was. I think it's just because of what we're saying. How do we keep on top of this is imaginary conflicts? See, this will be a lot easier in that new stuff because I can just click a button and the question will appear on the screen. How do you guys keep on top of multiple projects? Seriously, I have about 10 projects on the go, I probably have about 10 projects on the go or on the back burner, and he worries that he's swamping himself. What do you do, Ken?
Yeah, I try and only keep maybe 2 at once, at max, and then don't buy anything for anything else. Because if I do, then it just sits there, and it's no good if it just sits there. In my eyes, anyway, personally, some people like it. It's like I keep saying to myself, "Oh, I'm going to buy some Austrians. I've decided Austrians and going Austrians because Austrians.
Good. Everyone needs someone to beat up. That's good.
Yeah. Well, 36-man battalions of pure white. What more could I ask for? So yeah. Believe it or not, the white is actually making me do it because I think they're going to be a piece of piss to paint.
But it's not just white though, is it? There's some really awkward sodding bits in there. I mean, no, they're fine.
Right.
They're fine. They're absolutely fine.
Leave him in his.
Leave me in my denial, mine. Leave me in my denial. But yeah, no. It's like I've got these French. Yeah, I know when these are done now. This is 5 battalions. It's like wicked, and I'm pretty much bashed through them. And I've found a new way to paint these greatcoats now in a speed orientated. Like you thought I was crazy. Martin thought I was nuts. I put all 124 out in a row, and I just went boots, trousers, greatcoat, flesh.
At a time.
I didn't think you were nuts for wanting to paint it. I thought you would go nuts when your cat knocked it all over, and you probably can't tell me that your cat hasn't stolen one and put it in the litter tray, because there's no way that you count those on a regular basis. And you're going to stick those on those bases. You know when you said the most satisfying bit of a project is when you stick them on those bases, and you're going to get to that last base, and there ain't going to be a fucking drummer.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's not going to be great. But no, I just honestly, I try. It's like these Americans. I keep looking at them. Right, I need to put them away because I'm not going to use them.
Sorry.
Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind.
I've just the epic jury has just said, "I'd rather get waterboarded than paint Austrians." That's quite a review.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll finish that question, but we will come back to that. So,
we will.
But for me, I just literally, I just try and keep 2 or 3 on the go at the minute.
Yeah.
So I've got 3 projects on the go at the moment because I've got my French Napoleonics, I've got the Americans that are just sat there, but they're going away, so that they don't count anymore. I've got the 6mm stuff for the new year, which I am really looking forward to doing. And I've got the cavalry for my 100 Years' War that are done. They're sat there. They're just waiting for the guys to get sprayed. They're not going to take me very long to do. I just want to be in the mood to do them.
Yeah.
It's like I wasn't in the mood to. I'm not in the mood to paint those Americans because I know I haven't got the characters, so I'm just going to have to get it all back out again anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So in my eyes, it's put them away, and I'll deal with them maybe some point next year.
Fair enough. What about you, Dom?
Well, actually, I love having multiple projects on the go. So for me, that's how I keep my kind of mojo for painting. So I almost always have two big projects on the go. Actually, for me at the moment is that Normans in Sicily and finishing off the Clevebergs. And then I'll have a couple of smaller things. So my fallback one is ECW. So I do that as a bit of light relief occasionally. And then at the moment it's Westerns, but been AWIs, been all sorts of things. So for me, I actually like to have a lot of projects on the go because it just keeps me motivated. And when I'm bored with painting Napoleonics, I'll go and do something different. And it's all part of keeping me going. So plus
I can never get bored of French.
Paint, but it'll take forever.
You see, I think I'm a little bit like that because because we've talked about planning before and planning projects, and I plan a little bit. Like I'll plan for my Wars of the Roses. I'm gonna do Warwick next, but I want a bombard and a load of infantry, but I haven't really broken that down.
Yeah.
I mean, active projects. I've got my Napoleonics, which has been active for 5 years, and they just stay active. And a bit like you, Dom, I do Napoleonics as a bit of light relief now. I sort of just do them as and when I feel like it. I'll just do a battalion of 24 like I did the other month, just because Ken was painting some and I thought I better paint more than him. And but Wars of the Roses. But I think it's what you feel comfortable with, because Ken, I know that you can knock out bolt action miniatures to a really good standard really quickly. And Dom, with your your Cleveberg stuff, you rocketed through that, and I'm really comfortable painting French Napoleons, but I'm really comfortable painting Wars of the Roses. I can more or less knock out what I call a battalion or a unit in pretty much an evening, or maybe two if you do the basing. So I tend to I've got Napoleonics, Wars of the Roses, and my Ancients as sort of three background things. I did that whole October on the Carthaginians. I've built up a big force, and now I can just keep on adding to it. I've got a whole down here. Oh, again, this is thanks to Dom. I've got a whole box of Victrix. I'm not even going to open it. Romans and Gauls down here to add Gaulish allies and Republican Romans, so I can start doing some battle reports.
I got a few Victrix, mate, on the way.
Do you? And then I'm painting up these Moonstone minis because I've spent longer on this one miniature that I'm painting tonight than it took me to do 24 French line infantry. So I often do stuff like that. So you say you knock out like the Western stuff. I do those as a bit of relief. And then of course I've got the ECW, which I'm loving painting. I might have started a cannon before I finished the other wing of musketeers. So yeah, it's I don't know. Variety. I find variety is the answer to doing it. I found even though I enjoy doing Ancients October, by the end of it I was quite I don't really want to paint another set of sandaled feet for quite a long time.
I think everybody, like you say, everybody has a certain comfort, sort of figure type, period, whatever it is that they love. It's almost like their default position. They'll go and do whatever it is. For Ken, it's anything French, Napoleonics, and
I've got to admit, I am proper on my French Napoleonics, aren't I? I really am quite deep in a rabbit hole.
You're a man obsessed. And I think I honestly, it's what people say when they say about being burnt out and whatever. Just say, keep changing it up, do something different for a while.
Yeah,
that keeps you going, keeps me going. That's for sure.
100%. Oh, come on then. Let's talk about these Austrians then. Paul's paint shed here. So Paul's on my side. He's put Austrians are easy, mate. Wraithbone spray, Seraphim sepia wash, and then highlight back up with Wraithbone. Do the crossbelt, strapping in pure white. Done. That sounds like a piece of piss to me, Paul. I've got to admit, that sounds very easy and very quick.
Do you know, having done my Cleaves, I can say that I think they will be very easy to do.
I do.
But I think having said that, you do get a bit eye blind from all the whiteness. I have to say. I mean, I've still got 2 more battalions of my cleaves to do.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't want to do them; it's just the thought of doing more white figures.
Well, am I right? Am I right in saying Austrians aren't actually pure white? Like, is it? It's not pure white, is it? It's like an off-color white. So I could do like an off-color, like he's saying, Wraithbone, or I could do the Citadel do the off-one grey, which is like a really off-white, or the celestial
That's why
grey.
I use my Italians. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I've been a bit crazy. I've been a bit crazy. Yeah, there's no set on it.
There's no real white. There's no real proper white in uniforms. I mean, they were made of all kinds of stuff, so they're not going to be pure white. That's for sure.
No, okay, no, that's fine. That's no problem because at least I know. So, but yeah, do you know what's made me do it? And it's a shame Michael's not on. The bloody Perry Hussars have made me do it because they look
Hussars.
What Hussars?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have like three troops.
Right, okay, go on then. When they release those, they will do, I can guarantee you, they will do a free box pack, and there'll be like a special character that comes free of it. Buy all free.
Yeah.
Go on. Free troops of Hussars.
Yeah, all right.
Brigade Hussars.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
No, it will look wicked, and I take my, and I will paint some Hussars again one day.
Just not now.
Just not now. Just not now. I'm actually painting. I've got some. I've got the Perry Chasseurs de Cheval, which I'm going to do up as Italian cavalry down here. That'll be one of my first things in January. Yeah, God, I'd love because they are cool. You can't deny Hussars look wicked. They're not the best cavalry in the world. They're basically just men on horses. There's no real.
They're road bumps, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they are lovely figures.
Yeah, they are. They look amazing. It's one of those models where I just always found something that I'd missed, or something that I was about to do. So I did. It wasn't necessarily. So I did the lace, and then you're like, right, I've got to do the lace. Now there's the trim. Now there's the buttons. Now there's the epaulets. I've got to base, highlight, wash, and that's just. And I don't know the proper name for it, but that's just a little coat that they wear over the shoulder. And it's.
What about all the landwehr and stuff like that? Because like what
cool.
The units representing. Yeah, the units representing those Victrix do those, don't they?
Yeah.
See, I don't know when to go because I was thinking around like 1809, just so I could have some Shakos. I could have helmets in as well. So I think it's the Hungarians had the Shakos. I think issued first in like 1809, and then so the Germans would have had, like, I say Germans in a broad term. It could mean Lithuanian and all that sort of stuff, but they had like those cool helmets.
Yeah.
Which, you know, they look pretty cool and unique. So I thought, that'd be quite cool to do some units in that. But like you say, 36-man units are a bit of a fun time when I'm used to painting 24s.
They look cool, but then when you realise when you've painted 2, you've actually painted 3. If you're doing 24s.
Yeah, no. I know.
Cool. No, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be, you know, interesting. Hasn't Leon done Austrians? T66. He's done Austrians, hasn't he?
So I think so, mate. Yeah, I think he has.
It was in 15 mil though. He did them.
No,
yeah,
that was
50.
Dutch. That was his Dutch just now. I think he's done Austrians as well. And like I said, I know Paul has, because I've seen some of he posted some stuff up, and they looked wicked. I just think it's great that you're going to do someone that, you know, hasn't already been done. So we've got another nation. So,
well, this is the point. I like doing that. I do like doing that, and I might even look through the Perry's range before, like, even with their metals. I tell you what, we're going to get on it in a minute, but Avonpost miniatures, mate. Oh my god,
no,
seriously,
Avonpost do look ace. There was something else I was going to.
They look more than ace, mate. I was like, I want a battalion of those, and I want them now. Even with the price, I thought they're worth the money. So I was just like, it's not very often I say that.
Good to see your I'm not going to buy anything discipline is continuing really well.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? If it's Napoleonics, it's fine. I'm proper addicted. I am proper addicted to naps, man. I can't help it. It's a disease.
It is.
I can't help it. I'm sorry, everyone, but
I don't think it's actually. I think it's Laura you need to say sorry to be fair.
She did say it is a bit.
Yes, I think so.
She did call me a bit sad for now painting the actual stereotypical toy soldiers. I was like, yes. Sorry. She goes, you're actually painting the little men that stand in ranks and shoot each other. I went, yeah. She went, you fucking weirdo. You've gone from like fantasy stuff, like complete like made up stuff to now you've done a full circle. I was like, yep. So you can see Laura loves models.
Well,
you can...
So Chris Packer says he saw an Austrian Napoleonic infantry uniform in the Vienna Army Museum. So you can't get much more authentic than that. And the white uniform was more of a very light beige. And that's how he does his white uniform tricks these days. There you go.
Okay.
And
that'd be very...
Graham says lots of Hungarians had light blue trousers, so that gives you a bit of light relief.
Yes, they do. Yes, yeah. I did do. The Napoleonic Wargaming done how to start a Austrian army on his channel, and I listened to all of those. I did an hour and a half walk yesterday, and I listened to every single one of them. This little 200 quid thing. I was like, oh, that's quite a cool little idea. But I got Wayne Broadhead said here. Dom, you'll love this. Best blue for French Napoleonic uniforms. Right, I use, believe it or not, from Vallejo Model Air. I use for my line troops this, and it's called French blue. Believe it or not, French blue. Okay, so that's what I use for my line troops. And because you don't need to fin it, I don't bother finning it. My guard, I use Games Workshop Ultramarine blue. Spray, and then I use ultramarine blue from the army painter to go over it. What about you, mine?
For base coating, because I cheat and I rattle can them all blue, I just use, what is it? Is it ultramarine blue from Army Painter? Is that the blue? Or
Army Painter, yeah.
But I work out, I use, again, I kind of don't really, I just grab blue because I highlight them and dry brush them, and by the end of it, you know, they're all a bit of a mix. So I use a mixture of Macragge blue and Game Air Colour Magic blue for nice crisp blue highlights. But by the end of it, because I always do that magic little dry brush at the end with deck tan, I usually mix.
See,
that
I never dry brush.
See,
I never dry brush.
I hit the lightest dry brush at the very, very end, just to pick out like the edges on the shako and the hat and the headwear, just like all the black things you'll see when you get your models. And it's, you know, when you're dry brushing, you obviously you're taking the paint off. I take so much of the paint off that the brush is basically clean. I just want to get those edges on the stuff that's black, but I find it easier, instead of trying to just pick out one thing, I just do it over the whole model, because you pick out some little edging on, say, headgear and plumes, or on hair as well. In fact, someone asked right back at the start of the chat, I meant to ask you guys, do you paint different hair colours, or do you just do one universal hair colour? See, I do different.
Yeah, I've done with this battalion. I've done 4 different colours of hair. So I normally do like browns and blondes, really.
Sometimes I wonder why I bother, because when you look, you can't tell the difference at all. But
no,
you know, it depends really, doesn't it? Because if there's not much of the shako, if the shako's covering pretty much everything, then it really doesn't matter. But I still feel I want to do them different colours.
Yeah,
and so I do.
I don't know what next year. I don't know what next year holds for me in regards to everything. It's like I don't know when I'm going to get bored of naps, and I don't know if I am, which is the problem. How big is too many French? That is the question, isn't it?
Well, I think you've got to think about the. I mean, I'm a hypocrite, because I would say, oh, you're limited by the space you're going to play in, but clearly I ignored that, because you know I've got enough to fill. God, I mean, we struggle to fit. If I get everything out, we'd struggle to fit it on an 8x6.
And
I know when I did the roundup videos, it doesn't look that much, but when you spread it out in line and in brigades that are moving about, and you've got terrain, it's quite a lot.
When we got crack on, so you can always get it out for crack on. So that's the excuse.
That'd be crack on.
Yeah. So when is too much for my naps? When should I stop? That is the point. this
When you've
is
got
the
every
massive problem.
regiment that was ever formed by Napoleon, then you probably got enough. Then I'd say.
No, there's not enough room in my loft, unfortunately. Because I'm thinking, because I reckon now I'm probably going to end up with 10, maybe 12. I think I'm going to go 15 French battalions.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to go 15 French. I'm going to go 4 Italian.
Mm-hmm.
And I will probably go 4 or 5 guard. And that'll be it, I think. But then cavalry on top of that will be 3 troops for each. So 3, 6.
What, 3
9,
for each
maybe
type
9
of cavalry? What, you're going to do 3 for each type of cavalry?
No.
Oh, right.
No, 3 troops for cavalry per little section. So 3 for the 15 battalions of French. Because I'm ever only going to use 3 at once. 3 for the Italians and 3 for the guard, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. And then I'll probably do the same with the cannon. So 3, 3, and 3. And then command bases, etc. And I think that'll be enough for my French. I think that'll be enough.
That's
that'll
81
be like 20...
horses.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's even more. No, what
I don't
about
mi-
81? That's not 81 horses. That's
I do troops of 12 as well. I don't do 8. I do 12.
No, 108. I can't do maths.
A lot.
It's
a
it's
lot.
9 12s basically.
118. There you go.
Yeah.
9, 8,
Yeah.
7, 36,
So I've already done 1 troop, so 1 troop's done. So it's less than that now. It's 96. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to stop, because I think when I get this next French set through, which is 144 minis, if Laura's got it for me, I'm banking on her of getting it. Otherwise, I've got more Perrys to paint.
I love
I'm gonna
she's born
do-
British. No, I can't laugh or anyone to.
That would make I would laugh my head off at that. I think the way to think, Ken, is I've in all honesty, I think the way to think about it is in brigades and things like that. If you work
Yeah,
out
I know.
what
Yeah.
the brigade composition is going to look like and work back from there, because
Maybe, yeah.
that'll give
Maybe
you
I
an
need to
idea.
sit down and
How
do it.
often- I think you do. I think that will be helpful, because if you work out what the sort of army sizes you're likely to use in a black powder game, and then just have enough figures to do that.
I always like to have a bit of variety though, so I can change it up. I do like having that.
You can
I
have a couple.
do like having it.
But
Yeah.
you could have, say, I don't know, you could form 5 brigades, and chances are you probably only filled 4 of them. So you could, swap the other one out in and out as you want to, or
Yeah.
change the formation.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I think
I was thinking about doing some greatcoats, like these greatcoats here. Yeah, the French greatcoats. I was thinking about doing a battalion of these for Italians for
You
like
can.
1812.
Yeah, they wore great coats.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like the original Perry
every-
set comes with the mix, doesn't it? Half in great coats, half in
Yeah.
dress uniform.
But this is what I mean. So that's what I mean. I'll mix them up. So I'll get some that are in greatcoats and I'll mix them. So because if you just did them, they would look like French, like standard. But I would do them all. This is how weird I am. For these, I'm doing a mix. I've got mixed coats. But for the Italians, I would do them all grey, which is really weird. All one colour grey, exactly the same,
Right.
and white for trousers, just because they're Italians. Sounds really weird, doesn't it?
Okay.
Don't know
A
why.
bit odd, but there you go.
Someone's just written a
Just-
Grandad Art Space just said, listen to him saying he's going to stop. We all know he'll just get a bigger house for his French. Oh yeah, all you're doing is you're about to buy a house. All you're doing by collecting more French is increasing the amount you're going to have to spend on your house.
Yeah, I know. It's not even funny. It's not even funny, is it? To be honest, Laura's gonna fucking kill me as it is. She's gonna, when I go to move, like all the in-laws and that will be like moving all my shit, and they'll be like, "What the fuck is all these boxes up here?" Yeah, that's all my miniatures. That's half the loft. Yeah, I know.
That's my toys.
Yeah, that's my toys.
Paul
My mother-in-law will be
says
like, "You can sell them now."
1809 Hungarians. 1809 Hungarians in Shako, Germans in helmet. Yeah, that's what I remember. It was a mixture, wasn't it? Hungarians were in Shako.
Hungarians got them first,
Yeah.
didn't they? Yeah, Hungarians got
that's
them
right.
first.
They said
But the helmets.
plus Jaegers and Hungarian insurrectos.
Well, you got the border guard as
Yeah.
well. The Gren. Oh, hell, what are they called?
Grenzers or whatever they call it.
Grenzers, yeah.
That lot.
Got Grenzers as well. So I was pretty interested, to be fair. And I'm like I say, it's gone into Napoleonics again. Surprise.
Ranger Miniatures and Gaming just said, "Show no shame to the in-laws." He doesn't. I don't. My in-laws, I think they no, show no shame.
Show no shame. No, this is true.
No shame. No shame.
Yeah, I'll have to.
It's always good when
My
my
mother-
yeah.
She'll be like, "You can sell those now. You're having a baby." I'll be like, "Why would I do that?" If I have a kid, she'll be like, "You can sell them for money." Nah, you're all right. I'll just put them in a shed somewhere.
Takes your retirement fund.
When you say you'll put them in the
exactly.
shed somewhere, are you talking about the kids or the models?
I'll put the kids. I'll put the models in the shed because it'll be fine. Because that's where I'm going to be gaming, so it'll be cool. Oh man, this is my favourite part. Is doing this. I love doing this bit, gluing them onto the bases. Oh, I love it so much.
If I ever come around your house, I'm going to take one.
I'll kill you.
Yeah.
That'd be. Did I tell you? I was house sitting for my mate once, right? Say house sitting, just looking after his house. I was weirdly feeding his bearded dragon, and he's got some.
That a euphemism.
I wish it was. The dragon's name was Angus. So after Angus
That is
Young.
a fucking cool.
But because my mate he had a whole bookshelf of rock and heavy metal singers' autobiographies, and he's a little bit peculiar about those sort of things, and I knew that, and I was like, oh, what can I do to his house? It's really going to annoy him. So I took all the dust jackets off all his books and swapped them all around and turned them upside down and took them out of alphabetical order and just pulled them out a little bit. And then I just left. And then this shows how much he reads actually. So he can't actually be considering he's got a whole bookcase. He didn't go near it very often. About 2 months later, I just got a text message saying you. Well, I'm not going to say what he called me. But basically, you one of those. And he then sat there, apparently, his other half told me at the time, that he sat there on the floor and took all the dust jackets off and he was moving them all around. And then he wasn't satisfied that was the only thing I'd done. So he'd gone and looked at his CDs and his DVDs, which I hadn't touched. So it had this beautiful knock-on effect. But I imagine that's how you would be about your French.
Yeah, I probably would. And do you know what? You're the worst person for this, mind, because you've already done it. You've done it, don't you?
What?
You know what you've done, don't you?
No.
You're the reason I'm doing all this, because I came round and I saw all your models, and I was like, I fucking need this in my life.
Oh, what, all the Napoleonics? I didn't even use them, though.
No, this is the thing, but I saw them all lined out, and I was like, I fucking.
He come into the kitchen, and I put them. I'd already sorted out all the brigades, so there were 6 brigades, 3 British, 3 French, all lined up. And I was like, right, yeah, so these are your 3 because you're running half an hour late. So now pick those 3, put your bag down. Here's a coffee. Let's play.
And he had the choice to go on the right side, but he chose French. For God's sake.
I chose French because of you. Because I thought I need someone to play like you're close, and I thought you'll probably be the person I'll play the most. And I was thinking, so you're British, I'll just go French. Standard, isn't it? Sometimes we've got to make sacrifices. Some of them's got to play the British, haven't they?
That's beyond the pale. That's why you go and buy a Confederacy of the Rhine Army. I'd say I actually had a result. Talking about missing figures, I had a result on that this week actually, because I mentioned before I do a lot of my painting in the living room. So every so often I have to tidy it all up and move it out because somebody wants to use the living room, for goodness sake. Or we have people around. Not at the moment, obviously with Tier 4, so you can't have people around. But anyway, and I managed to lose. It's so frustrating. I had some of those North Star AWI really nice models for my muskets and tomahawks food. And I had them all set up in units, so they were all ready to go the next 8 or the next 6, depending on what they were.
Yeah.
And I managed to lose one of them, and I looked everywhere for them, and I couldn't find it. And I thought, shit, I'm gonna have to look everywhere for the damn thing.
You've got a cat as well, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. I did wonder. Now, that was more likely one of the kids, to be honest. Well, kids, one of the girls. But So anyway, I've pretty much given up on it. And my wife was out in the conservatory the other day, and she said, "Oh, I just found one of you little men," as she always says, "one of you little men. It's the bloody thing." So I'm just about given up. So now my next project has got to be Highland Light Infantry. So I've never done tartan, so this could be very interesting.
No.
Could be interesting.
No.
Could be a very interesting video, that one.
I think you're going to swear a lot.
Well, I've got to get some practice in because I bought that Highland Brigade from Warlords, didn't I?
Whose fault was that?
That was yours completely.
Oh yeah, lads, that was the best part about it, wasn't it? Oh yeah, they've got their normal discount because it's Black Friday, like on their eBay store. But eBay are doing a special promotion where you get another 20% off. You were like, what? Now you bought some stuff as well, didn't you?
150 quid later.
Do you not remember?
Me?
Yeah, you bought some stuff. I sent you the link. The eBay store. Black Friday.
No, I got the pike and shot bits and bobs.
Cannon, didn't you?
Yeah, I got I've got more cannons than I do men.
It was really deadly, wasn't it? That sale. I was like, so it's like 40% off, and I was like, now this is a Black Friday sale.
That was that was dangerous. But I'd forgotten about the 3 for 2. So then the 3 for 2 turned up, and I had the Galloper gun, the light cannon, and then the ordnance battery turned up with the Saker, the Culverin, is that how you pronounce it, and the mortar. So I got 5 cannons, and I think in the book, if you're going by the rules in there, I can only deploy 1 per battalion. So unless I've got 5 battalion, or 5 battalion, which is basically brigades. Unless I've got 5 brigades, I'm not going to be putting all those cannons on the board at the same time. So I'm just going to have to make 5 brigades. That's all there is to it. That's the only answer.
Exactly.
Seems like a logical solution, I reckon. So have you decided which army you're going to model on?
I'm doing the later Oxford army.
Okay.
I know that that's... I don't want to say it's the safe option because I did look at doing Montrose, which I thought would be really cool. But again, I don't want to paint those a tartan. I just can't bring myself to do it. But I might do that later. But I think doing the late Oxford army gives me a good, because I don't know as much about the English Civil War as I do, say, the Wars of the Roses, and I don't want to pigeonhole myself into some awkward.
That is the English Civil War, isn't it?
Oh, so is the Barons' War. And every it was a civil war. It was 30 years worth of civil, of horrible. Actually, it wasn't. It was just a big family squabble. But the English Civil War. I'm reading a lot about it, and I'm really enjoying it. And I want to go with a nice general army for it, and then look at specialising. So I wanted the next foot regiment I get will either be Northamptons or I'll do the Bluecoats. With Prince Rupert. That being said, there is
to me, was the Earl of Northampton always a cool guy? So, like in the 100 Years' War, he was a cool guy.
I don't actually know what the Earl of Northampton did in the Wars of the Roses. Was there one? Did he just get killed? I'm assuming he got executed because all of them did.
He was cool in the 100 Years' War.
Was the Earl of Northampton in the Wars of the Roses? That's going to really irritate me.
There you go. If you know, annoy him. Tony Tigers asked, what companies 95th would you recommend for 95th Rifle? And Wayne Broadhead has just bought his first Napoleonic box set. What did you buy, Wayne? What did you buy? This is a crucial thing.
And the answer to 95th Rifles is, can we say we have to hold judgment until Wargames Atlantic release their plastic set?
Yeah, I would wait, Wayne. I'd wait, Tony Tiger, for Wargames Atlantic to release their plastics, just to see what they're like. Because you could always do a mix, but they might be the next dog's bollocks.
I don't know how many you get in the set, actually. I've seen the frame. How many is it just one frame?
It's 36.
It's 36.
36 riflemen.
Which is
the whole battalion, isn't it?
It's like Haley's Heaven, isn't it? It's fantastic.
I'm saying nothing, just because I'm editing some stuff at the minute, and yeah.
You should be. The thing is, I know you don't like it, Martin, but. Like, for me, if I did the 95th Rifles, a battalion box, I would...
Don't.
Yeah, I would. I would do 2... No, but no. Hear me out. I would do 2 battalions in close order, like the 2 center, because do it based on locale 24. So 12 would be like that, and then I would do 12 on single square bases.
All right.
To skirmish, so like they would look
Why
skirmish.
not do the whole lot on single bases? That's what I'm doing with mine.
Nah.
But in that case, Ken,
Ready.
I'll come. Why you should do the same with your French then, and put your Voltigeurs on skirmishing, do the equal, because they can break into mixed formations, and the Voltigeurs would not. They'd have been screening, and there are rules for screening troops. I just don't tend to do it because it was more stuff. But you know, if you're looking for some more French, you should be doing another 2 bases of skirmishers per battalion.
I forgot. I've got my skirmishers as well, and I per battalions.
Yeah. Well, that's it. So yeah, you've got to do. So if you were working that one out, and you're doing 24, so you need to do 4 skirmishers per battalion to put out in front of each battalion, which isn't a lot. So there you go. Your project continues.
We'll talk about 95th. Another channel shout out, little known channel. Basement 1908, I think it's called.
I have
American
not
guy
heard of that one.
He's addicted to Napoleonics. You'll love him, Ken.
I
have to say, it makes me laugh every time. And apologies to people like Doug and other Americans on here, but he makes me laugh because he must be from the Midwest somewhere, and he talks about things, and he obviously does his games when he's getting steadily more and more drunk. And the more and more sort of American sort of Midwest stuff comes into his description of the battles. It's very, very funny. Check him out. He's just put one up the other day, and it's he fought it on a 7-foot by 6-foot table assault game from one of the books. I forget which, is from the Peninsula, and he did it over Discord with one of his buddies who he always games with. It's well worth a laugh. It just makes me laugh every time I see it. Basement 1908. Anyway. Sorry about that. Just made me laugh thinking because he had a really good bit with the 95th, played a massive part in that. He had a battalion of them all deployed in skirmish, and they pretty much won in the game. Won his opponent.
Ranger Miniature said he's from his home state of Kentucky, bluegrass country.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, it just makes me laugh just to hear the real American come out when he's talking about Napoleonic stuff. I think it just knocks my head off. It's great.
Worth a look though.
Definitely worth a look. He hasn't got many subscribers. Only about 120 subscribers, something like that. Doug Noble says he paints 2 colours of hair, light brown and black, and he says, "Yeah, you can't tell the difference from a distance." True, you can't.
Just like now, I'm painting all the buttons, and I'm about to paint the moustaches as well. And then these guys are pretty much done. I've just got one tiny little white highlight to do. But do you guys paint all the gold buttons on these?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because they stand out. I really like stuff like that because it breaks up the grey of the great coat or whatever. So stuff like that I'll do because it's nice. It's something a bit. It's something a bit different.
I would do. Exactly.
Yes. So I'm not going in and highlighting any of this. I'm just going in.
So Peter's little question of the week. Should we do that before we come to an end?
Yes.
It's actually quite in keeping with the time of year. So he said his question is, when you get to open your presents very early Christmas morning, because I know Ken will be doing that at 3 o'clock in the morning or something, because he gets so excited to see his Napoleonics.
I'm on call, lads.
What is the item? Oh, all right, so you will be at 3 o'clock in the morning then. So what's the item that you're hoping for is in there? So what's the item that you're most hoping is in them for Wargaming or not? And if it's not, what will be your level of despondency that nobody listened to your hints? So what are you basically what are you looking for in your stocking?
Victrix middle guard. That's what I'm looking for. Victrix middle guard. Right. That is what I am quite looking forward to doing after these. So it depends though, because Laura
will be if you don't get it.
Extremely, because I literally sent her the link.
I'm glad that's not just me that does that.
No, mate. I say I want these, and this is where you get it cheap. I even send it to third-party retailers, and I say just bear with me because I'm working out where it's cheap for you to get postage from as well. So if you buy this from here and you buy it from there, and then you get it from there, don't ever go direct unless I tell you to because they got a special deal on. But I also want a couple of the French Perry's French like normal lime boxes, the new ones, the one that I originally had. I want a couple of boxes of them as well, just to mix in with these greatcoats for the new sets. Because I'm going to do all these battalions are going to be all greatcoats, but then I've got like I say, and I want to mix the other ones. So yeah, I would quite like that. But I can't believe how many I'm actually getting painted, which is really freaking crazy. And I've got an obsession with light infantry. I don't know why. I have an obsession with light infantry. I think it's the blue.
What about you, Martin? What are you excited about?
I am very much looking forward to there potentially being some Bicorn miniatures dragoons in my stocking, including the mounted, dismounted, and the man holding the horses, which would be amazing. So I would quite like those. I did have a whole... So basically what I tend to do is... they ask me because, like, can you make a list of the wargaming stuff you want, or like an Amazon list of everything else? So there's usually like 2 lists. It's just an email with just like, this is the wargaming stuff. Some people don't want to get me wargaming stuff. I don't know why. They just would rather not, so they give me the money and then I go and spend it on wargaming stuff. So there's stuff on there. There was a Moonstone miniature that I quite like the look of. So I tried to, in the sort of run up to Christmas, I tried not to buy very much, which fails quite a lot. So people have something to buy, but there's a few things. There's the Bicorn miniatures stuff, the Test of Honor rules packet I put on there, along with a couple of sets of those. And I might have asked for just more Wars of the Roses boxes as well as a Bombard, so I can just get on with Warwick, because Warwick needs.
This is bad as me. Bloody French. You're that's a never-ending project for you, isn't it, Martin?
The Wars of the Roses, yeah. They're passion projects, aren't they? Really, they're they're. Are you ever really done? You can't tell me that if a unit. If someone releases like a really cool American bolt action unit, you wouldn't buy it to paint it up to add it in. You're never done.
No, exactly.
That's what's so enjoyable. But I'm sorry, the reason I'm looking at the screen is
Avon posts are done.
I'm finishing my I finished the miniature I was painting tonight, so I've had to move back onto yours, and I'm trying really hard not to put it in frame. So
yeah, I've been painting some of Dom's actually. To be fair. I've been doing exactly.
What about you,
the same,
Dom?
mate.
What's in your hopefully? What was the other? What was the other thing? How despondent would I be?
Yeah, how upset will you be if you don't get them?
It depends if it was if I got like given a baseball cap or something instead, I'd probably be quite despondent. If I got given, I know that sounds ungrateful. If I got given anything related to like exercise, I'd probably no socks are fine because I use that, like I need them. But if I was given anything that involved exercise, I'd probably be fairly despondent. And I don't know. That sounds ungrateful, but no, it's I'd usually it's a case of this is what I'm going to buy anyway. So if you want to get it for Christmas, that would be great, and to save the time.
Oh yeah, that's it, innit? And that's the thing I've found when you get older, innit? You can just buy it anyway.
Yeah. Go on then, Dom. What did you put on your Christmas list?
Well, I'm similar to you, Martin. I was asked for a list ages ago, and it was really difficult because, I was buying lots of stuff, and I thought, well, I don't want to put something on the list that I'm kind of almost certain to buy in the meantime, because that would be a bit of a waste. So, and this year, more than any, normally I have several wargaming things on there, and sometimes I get some, sometimes I don't. This time it was only wargaming stuff because I just thought that's money. It was like money was my only list. So I thought in the end, I had to look at something that I knew I probably wouldn't do unless there was some massive thing. So I got what I put on the list was the Roses stuff. I wanted some of the Perry was the Roses kits because you two have got me hooked on that idea. And I quite fancied the idea of just building a retinue of some sort, like you were saying. Probably more of a passion project rather than actually going to be using it, but just fancied doing it. I also put on... I don't think I put any Second World War stuff. I think I put on some of the Oathmark dwarves because Ken won't build an army, so I thought I'd better do it myself. And I really
I will at some point.
I
will at some point.
Keep saying. Do you know, I was talking to that. Who is it? War.
I really enjoyed that.
Watched any of his videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If you watch some of War Corgis, he does brilliant Oathmark battle reports, and he's running a campaign with his buddy. And I was talking to him a few weeks ago, and he said, he said, I thought your battle report you did with Ken was absolutely fabulous. Really enjoyed it. It was the best, first one out there, and we wanted to follow the same ideas. So when are you going to do another one? I said, my opponent has bloody given up on it. He hasn't done anything. He said, well, can't you force him to? I said, no, he's bloody hopeless. So yeah. You're hopeless, Ken. Bloody hopeless. So I decided I'm going to have to build 2 armies.
No, to be fair though, Dom. To be fair, I've got loads of men, so we can definitely. No, we'll have enough. No, that's it. Fine. Next, right? You heard it here. You heard it here now. I'm not having old Soaky bollocks over there. Next game we play, we're playing a game of Oathmark.
Go.
There we go.
I'll tell you what I am doing for my ECW is sorry, Dom.
Carry on.
No, I was just going to say, my plan once Christmas is over is to hit up our old friend Jim Reaper, and basically because he did those ECW boxes where you get ECW and cavalry in the same box, is work out how I can feasibly make 2 foot regiments and then the equivalent amount of cavalry. So I was just going to sit there and try and work out, send him an email and say, right, how many of these and how many of these can we do? Because at the same time, I want to get some Russians for Operation Squad, because one of my mates has done Hungarians really randomly. So I thought, it's a chance to do some Russians.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that was the other thing. Jesus, I nearly forgot. I've got some Danes coming, hopefully. That'll be.
I just forgot about a whole new army.
Danes, yeah. I've asked Laura for them. I'm quite, because you guys forget I'm 30 as well in January, so I've got my birthday as well, so I get double mold goodness. It's great. So
is that a hit?
Hopefully, maybe
it's downhill all the way, mate. Yeah.
I'm in poor lockdown at the minute, Martin. You got to feel sorry for me. No, not like Dom, are we at the minute? Luckily, Jesus.
No, we're in tier 2 here.
You're in tier 2.
Relative comfort.
Lucky kids.
Yeah,
mind you, I'm not sure there's much difference, to be honest.
I've just realised something. We didn't do Leslie's question. You didn't answer Leslie's question. He put something in both your chats and said you'll come on to that in a minute.
Yeah, we did. It was about the Barons War.
Oh, was it about the Baron War? That's all right.
Oh, that wasn't one he put on mine. I can't have to find it now. Well, it wasn't really a question. It was just a comment.
Oh, it was a comment, was it?
Yeah, more than that. But it was thought-provoking, but I can't find it. Sorry, Leslie.
Remind us in the new year in the new format.
So we're coming back in 2 weeks, aren't we? So we're not back next week. We're not back the week after. It's the week after that.
It's 2 weeks, guys. It is 2 weeks, I'm afraid. I think we need a couple of weeks off just to recharge batteries and
fix Steve's connection.
Yeah, fix Steve's connection.
Find a new plastic
internet
rubber
provider.
band for it.
Yeah. So yeah, like I say, we're going to try out our new way of doing things. What we're going to do, announce who's going to host the first one. Probably, well, I'll probably do it on my Facebook group anyway. But you want to, what we're going to, yeah, or should we just decide now?
We can do. We've got to try this. We've got to try the StreamYard out.
Let's work out the technology first.
And let's work out who can do it, and then But to be fair, if you're following us anyway, we'll all put out a community post because we can do that, saying what channel it'll be on, we'll
make a playlist anyway.
See, and we'll see how things go. And if it's rubbish and it doesn't work, we know what does work. So there.
Kind of. We'll try and find a different format that Steve can join in. But yeah, no, it's been a very good year. This is interesting because. Go on, Mike. Go on, Dom.
No, I was just going to say, since you sound like you were sort of in that sort of wrap-up mode, what's your New Year's resolution then?
Ooh, you've done your video on this, and I was listening to it the other day.
Is this a model New Year's resolution?
Yeah, a model or a normal
hobby-related New Year's resolution?
I don't want to know about what you're going to do with, in personal life.
Here you go. Finish my French.
You're never going to finish your French.
I'm hoping to.
I think your actual resolution, rather than saying finish your French, should be finish my Americans. Because then you might... That's the resolution, is finish the Americans. Because you're going to finish the French. So it's got to be something that you don't want to do or that you're less likely to do.
Finish the Prussians? Do the Americans. Finish the Americans. Oh, it's already making me feel sick thinking about it.
So you heard it here. Ken is going to finish his...
And I have to the 31st of December 2021 for that. Ooh. Okay, so
no rush then.
There's no rush. There's no pressure. I'm just I love doing this. I just love staring at a battalion on the bases. Now that they're finished, they're done. It's done. I just need to base them and put my flag on. Oh, it's so good. And I'm gonna. I love doing this. I love putting the flag on. The 8th Light Infantry are going to get their flag.
What about you, Martin? What's your resolution?
My hobby resolution for 2021 is to finish every box of Napoleonic cavalry that I own.
Good luck with that, Mike.
That's a brave one.
Yeah.
How many do you own, though? That's the only thing. You might have one.
No, I have... 3 box of Chasseurs Le Cheval. I have Lancers, but I'm trading those Lancers for the Victrix ones. So that's a straight up. I've got 2 units of Union Brigade. I've got to do the rest of a Union Brigade. I've got to finish those off. So hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus another Cuirassier, 6 boxes.
Plus the 4 I've just put in the post for you.
Plus the 4 he's just put in the post for me. Brilliant. That doesn't include any that I put on command bases. I'm not going to cheat and say because the beautiful thing about Wargames Illustrated was all my friends gave me those sprues where you got like a couple of cavalry free. I gave one to Ken when he came here, and I sorted him out with a colonel. And I was just like, you've just got a couple of lancers that you can just chuck on a command base.
They're here. They are here. They're going to get done because I've actually got I've got flags for them, 1st and 2nd Lancers.
That's my wargaming resolution, because that's the thing that I'm least likely to do, because I've got all these other projects that I want to do, but I think that if I knock out 1 cavalry regiment every couple of months, then I'll be fine. Or go mad.
I'll just start doing them. Then you won't have a choice, because you can't get outdone by me.
I don't know.
What about you? What's yours?
Mine was in the video, but basically it's I was going to say it's to buy no more. No, I would if I was brave. I'd say to buy no more figures for the year, but I know that's never going to happen. So I said I'm going to limit the amount of figures I buy, and I want to just work my way through the lead mountain and plastic mountain, and also rebase and repair the old figures that I've got that they're all sitting there ready to be done. So yeah, that's my plan. I just want to really limit, cut back.
As a quick one, very, very quick one, what about your channel? What's one video you guys want to do that you haven't done before for the new year? CrackCon. A live cast at CrackCon.
We're doing CrackCon. It is happening. So
I would love to do a
yeah.
live battle stream and
Mm.
have people join in and move units or what have you across it.
Oh yeah, I want to do a live
Okay.
painting tutorial, like do like a live painting.
Oh, okay.
You know, here's 1 hour and I've done the elephant or whatever. That's what I'd like to do.
Yeah, I've done that. They're quite cool videos actually. I quite enjoy doing it because it motivates you as well, and you don't actually realise how much you're getting done because when you've got people there, it's nice. But
I love the level of our audience. I'm just going to finish up with this comment here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Chris Packer, he says, we should all send Martin a box of Napoleonic French cavalry so he ends up hating both French cavalry and 2021.
Brilliant.
I think that's
brilliant.
Really
There would be a lot of hatred. There would be a lot of hatred. I can guarantee that as well. Yeah, actually,
I can't wait. I can't wait to
see,
see
all I've got to do is, but just remember, I said if I can get to 2,000 subs, Hayley said that she'd paint something. So send all the cavalry you want, because I'm going to try and get her to paint one. Admittedly, it'll be one. It'll just be one thing, and that would be
figure.
it. She said she did specify one figure, not one battalion. So no, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Please feel free.
But it's been awesome.
Especially
I mean,
despite
some of the shit things that have happened this year and the circumstances, there's been some really good things. Like doing this has been really, really cool. So
Yeah,
thank
exactly.
you, chaps, for allowing me to do this. So cheers.
Nah, that's all right.
It's all right. Well, once you got on, we couldn't get rid of you. It's bloody horrible.
Yeah.
It's been fun actually. It's been fun. It has been. It's been a good old year really for this. I mean, not for the rest of it. Obviously,
For the podcast, as but I'm just thinking, should we make one up for Steve while he's not here? Just
what a resolution.
A bit.
How about New Year's resolution? He won't do any more Germans in 2020.
No, he's got to. Let's try and think.
Oh.
I was just thinking about his bases. I was just trying to think. He's not allowed to do anything with a diameter bigger than 30 mil. There you go.
Oh no, can't do anything less than 30 mil.
Less than 30 mil.
Everything has to be
No, I've got it. He's got to finish his battalion of French.
Oh, yes.
He has to finish his battalion of French and do a colonel for him. A colonel.
I guarantee you that the epic base he'll make, it will look like Napoleon crossing the Alps. It will look like that painting.
Yeah.
It will behind you. If he does a command base, it'll look like that thing behind you.
Well, guess what? He can do mine on commission. But guys, really seriously, guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And we're going to see you in January, and it's been lovely having you with us. And we hope you enjoy the new format. And thanks for watching the Plastic Crap Podcast 2020. We'll see you again soon.
See you soon.
And bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.
Have a fabulous Christmas, everybody. See you later.
Hobby dreams come true.
I've got two news. Fucking hell, my subcam.